Hello everybody, and welcome to my channel. This is Carmen with Elemental Designs. Let me just give me a second. Sorry, I'm running a little bit behind, so only a minute, but had to restart my camera. And this will I'll give everybody a chance to come in. Yes, it's reloading now. Hello, Sasson. I gotta skip this. Yes. Whoa. Open up my gesso because I have to gesso this page. I didn't get a chance to do it yet. So we're going to do that now. Hello, Ada. Your work is lovely, by the way. You are very talented. All right. So, you guys, I pulled out the jumbo. This thing is huge. Like you can see, it's basically about as tall as the glass mat. It's pretty long. And we're going to be working on this today because, as the title implies, I created some stencils, some face stencils, basically based on the kind of faces that I draw. I had spoke to you guys about that previously, so we're going to be using them today. And I also created a cute little embellishment that I'm going to show you guys to go with this template for today. And basically, like I mentioned before, what I've been doing lately is just kind of demoing some of the things that are going to be available in the shop once I open it. This kind of gives me like a crash run, which is basically how I operate anyways, on how, you know, the product itself is going to work when, let's say, you have it in your hands. So that way I get to see if something works, if something doesn't work, or if I have to adjust or end or improve. I still have plenty of time to basically do that and make those adjustments and fix those things. So yes, we're going to be working on some faces. So I basically pulled out my humongous, very well loved journal. Oh my God, I love this journal so much. And I haven't quite finished all of the pages, but this has been something that I've been playing with for years now. This thing gotta be like 3 or 4 years old at least. And I don't always work on it, but I do work on it every now and then. And I thought today would be the perfect occasion to go ahead and do that. So I'm not trying to thumb through all of them. I'm just trying to find a good place to go through. Some of these are my faves. This is with Dollar Tree stickers. I did this, I think, part of an art journaling 123 journaling, I think, or it's art journaling 123. It's kind of like a little art journaling series that I did, kind of like a go-to get started. But as you can see, there's a lot of pages still empty in here because we do tend to kind of skip around every now and then. This is the last one that I did, I think. I'm trying to get through the book first, and then once I get through the book, then I'll go back. If I still, you know, miss it, then I'll go back and look for empty pages, like hidden gems. Basically, that's what I'm going to call them. And then I get to still continue to work on it. But the reason why I didn't choose none of the other pages that you guys saw previously, those are like little hidden gems. So basically, once I've gone through the entire journal, then what I'll do is that I'll go back and, you know, it gives me a time to kind of like look through the pictures and at the same time kind of like find little places here and there where I can add a little bit more to it still. This book has a lot of gesso, a lot of layers, a lot of stuff. And today we're going to add another one to it. So I'm going to basically skip that page there. I'm going to work right here, which is the seam as well. So if this comes out really nice, then later on I want to take it out, maybe I'll go ahead and do that. But I'm going to see if I can actually, I don't even think I could anymore. I used to be able to fold it somewhat back. I can't even do that anymore. So now that I have my spread open, yeah, this is a big one. This thing is humongous. It's literally the size, it's just about the size of the craft mat. Look how big that thing is. Yes. So you guys, I pulled out my little box. I got this little box on clearance. Isn't it cute? It says high tides and good vibes. Yes. And it's sea themed. So I was like eyeballing it the whole time because I knew it was gonna be coming up on clearance. And I was like, please nobody buy it. Please nobody buy it. And yeah, I got it. All right, so I pulled out some chipboards, some of the previous designs that I showed you guys, and some of the new one, well, the new one that I did today. And I'm gonna show you guys basically what we're gonna do. So I'm just gonna pull out all these little things from in here. And then we're gonna see how this is gonna work out. Because again, this is basically what we're doing. I'm kind of like crash testing them, if you will, all at once. So if you remember my previous this previous design here that I shared with you guys before, what I did is that I kind of made it smaller and I put it in stencil form. So I have two different sizes. So we're gonna try those out to see how they work and to see if I want to frame them out or not, if I want to leave them as they are. So just gonna be kind of test running those. So we're gonna be, this is why I wanted to do some art journaling, because I wanted to do a little bit of everything, but I didn't want to be too heavy with like everything. I wanted to be able to like try sprays, different things here and there. So I'm gonna be, I just pulled this out, I think, just to show you that I don't think I'm gonna be using this just yet. I do think I'm gonna be using this frame somehow. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna make this a double spread or I'm just gonna stick to one. So I'm just gonna focus on one side for now and see what happens. This is also from the previous that I shared with you guys before. And so we might be, I don't know. This might be a double spread. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'm inclined to do so. So we're gonna, play with that. And I don't know. Maybe this is overkill, but I pulled out this frame too, so we'll see. This is also from the previous release. So all of this stuff is gonna be in the shop. And so what I did do for today, quite a few years back, I did a DIY. I did a few of them actually on how to make your own stencil faces. That's still available in my channel, but you're gonna have to dig for that. How to make your own faces, basically like out of cardboard, out of different materials and things like that. So basically I thought it would be super cool to also include that, a face. Let me get some paper so that you guys can see. Like this. Can you guys see it? Does that make it better? Yes. So basically what I did is I did the same face. And we have two sizes. So this. So you guys can kind of see and gauge the proportion. So we have the two faces. And it's gonna come with basically the openings so that you can kind of like, either trace it and then trace those parts in it so that at least you know where you want to lay like maybe some of your brush work. Or you can use it in different ways. So I'm also going to, if they all keep cutting out as nicely as this one has so far, then I'm also going to include the little pieces that go inside. So hopefully you guys will be able to use it somehow. Maybe you want to mask it and do something else. You want to fill some of those little spaces in. You still can, just by putting them back in there. And I am going to be detaching them just to make sure that the stencil is good and that it's working. So, and then you have the eye. So in case you wanted to, do something to the face or whatever, you wanted to spray around the whole thing and you didn't want to get certain, you didn't want to get this full of color, then you can just basically put the mask back in there. You guys will figure it out. You'll put it in there. You know how to basically just lay it in there. And then you'll be able to kind of spray over the surface and use it that way. And then the little eyebrows and all the other little pieces, which I'm not going to really worry about today because I'm not going to really be using those. But I'm also going to attempt to include them. I'll keep you guys updated on that. If they keep cutting out this nicely, then definitely. And so let me put this back in the little envelope. And now we're gonna start to gesso this page so that we can use them. So I thought it would be super cool. And it has like the little spaces around the nose so that you can kind of pencil that in. Now you know where your nose is. So we're gonna do some shading and we're gonna do a little bit of that. And I think I'm gonna do this in marker. I haven't played with markers for a while, and I brought a set of markers that I want to use. So I think I have enough room on here to make the big one, but I think I'm gonna play with the small one. So we'll see. So this is what I was thinking. I was thinking about doing the face, and then I made these little top hats to go with it. And basically I took out the little spacers right there, but they're also gonna be in. If I can get them out nicely, they'll be in. If I don't get them out nicely, then I'm not gonna put them on none of them. But if I can get them out nicely, then they'll be in, so you can color them a different color if you like. If not, most likely I'll just do it like this because it'll probably be easier for me and less of a hassle to just send them to you like that. And basically what I was thinking is that with this space right here, you can put some kind of decorative paper behind it. Let me see if I have a piece that's wide enough here. So you can do something like that if you wanted to, and use maybe some decorative paper to kind of cover that up. And then obviously you would darken this because this is supposed to be like the rim, you know, to give you kind of like some indication of where the edges, you know, of the hat are. Because I know for me sometimes with like stencils that don't have like certain definitions, it's hard for me to figure out exactly what goes where when you're trying to kind of like add shading and things like that. So I thought this would make it at least a little bit easier for your mind to kind of be like, oh yeah, the shading goes here, the shading goes there, to make it a little bit easier to remember. And at the same time, you can decorate that however you like. Plus it comes with the piece. So if you want to just paint that piece and put it back in there, you can. Or if you want to cut the paper out exactly to the measurement of that, and you can basically glue that to that and then do the rest. You figure, you know, you guys know how to do that, right? So basically this is what I'm thinking. So I did this little hat to go with her. Well, size to measure with the stencil's head, with this stencil's head, and then the biggers with the big stencil's head. So to kind of look like this. And if I'm able to make the faces a little bit smaller without damaging the quality of how everything is going to come out, then I'll try to do that and also kind of scale this down. So we'll see. We'll see how that kind of goes. So this is kind of like the premise. So this is the large scale of what this is going to be, or what we're going to be doing with that. So let's go ahead and prep our surface. So basically when you have something like this, you can stencil, like you can literally like wrap any kind of pattern paper that you have. If you wanted to do something like that, we can totally do that if you guys like. I can show you how to do that to show you how simple it is to use. Let me see if I have enough paper here. What do I have? All I have is thin paper all around me. All right, let's see. I think I found one here that we can use, that I think I can get away with using. So let's see, where is it? It's not that one. It's like that one, but in white and blue. This one. So I'm gonna use this to basically make her face, utilizing the stencil. But before we do that, let me go ahead and gesso this, because if I don't start gessoing it now, I'm never going to gesso it. So let's see. Let's pour some of this out. So I'm gonna go ahead and spread this out. I don't necessarily need it everywhere. I think I am gonna just keep it to the one side. I'm just gonna basically just on this side. And then start working on that face over there. While this kind of dries a little bit. If we gotta speed it along, then we'll speed it along. Let's see. Okay. A little bit more here. And the paste that I'm using is my own DIY gesso. I like my gesso a little bit thicker. Okay. I'm just gonna let this dry. This doesn't take very long to dry. Let's move it up. I don't mind the texture, which is why I kind of go over it again while it's still dry, so it creates some texture. All right, so let's work on this face. I put just over everything. Sometimes, depending on the paper, I will glue the papers together. If the paper is super thin, that's actually a sketchbook that I use as a mixed media, so that's why I kind of gesso the paper. But usually, I don't glue them. I don't glue them together usually. And usually I'll use, like I said, sketchbooks. Make my own gesso and just use it as light or as thick as I need to, depending on the kind of book that I'm going to use it on. Because sometimes you don't want to make them too heavy, because it'll make them, you know, break down. Just get that off. I can put this paper down. I don't want it to stick to the mat. Okay. So let me grab myself a pencil. And I'm basically going to cut this out. Well, trace it out, basically, is what I'm going to do. Now you can also spray over the surface with this face down. And then you're going to get a nice bright spot, you know, obviously wherever you lay this at. And you're going to see all the features standing out. And these are, you know, hand drawn, so they're not necessarily perfect, but they're pretty good. Good enough. You get a nice, decent base to start with, and then you can basically go adjusting it as you like. If you want, if you don't want the eyes that big, then you can adjust that and make it smaller. It's all up to what you like. I'm gonna need to erase right there the inside and the out. And basically just run your pencil through there. And remember, this usually gets blended out, those lines. This kind of gives you a start. And this is actually the first time I'm trying them out, so pretty cool. The more you use it, the better it's going to become. You know, obviously as you make the holes and you start stretching it out just a little bit, it'll be a little bit better for you. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out with my humongous scissors. And I'm going to start to kind of give her some kind of definition to her face, some kind of skin tone. So we'll see how that all kind of pans out. There we go. Out of all my scissors, this crazy looking one is the one that I can always rely on. It is always ready to work for me. All right, so we have this. Now let me go ahead and start getting some kind of colors. Oh, but wait, no. Because I did say I wanted to color it in. I wanted to color her face in with whatchamacallit. I'm gonna put this to the side, I think. Right? Oh yeah, I can do this. I can do it on the other side. I'm gonna do it on the white side instead of the colored side. Because I want to color her in with markers. So I'm gonna use the white side so that I can color her in. Because I wanted to play with these that I have here. These are Cali art markers that I got from Amazon. I've worked with them a little bit, and I want to try it out to do the whole piece of that to see how vibrant it all looks. Hello, Tanya. How are you, love? So I'm gonna go ahead and do it again and trace it out. I think on white it shows better for you guys as well. So. And again, if you wanted to kind of like spray it out, let's see. Let's say you wanted to use like a spray. Let me see if this one will work. Here. You can put the face down. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. And you're gonna have, you know, the silhouette right there. Isn't that pretty cool? Well, that's awesome. So that's what I'm thinking. And you can use the other side. Let's see what it does when you lay the other side down. Oh, I love it. You guys, I love it. What you think? What you think? Let's see. That's what, third generation at this point in time? Or second generation? I don't even know. Could you imagine with different colors? Well, that one doesn't show. Super cool. Super cool. I love it. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. And what do you guys think about the size? I think the size is pretty good for the, this is the medium. This is gonna be the medium. This is my medium, you guys. Because the large is super big. The large is super, super big compared to this one. You guys know me, I love making me some large faces. So I figured with these two, this would be good enough to fit just about in any kind of journal that you have, or canvas. Even the small ones I think will still fit it unless it's too small, then you know you're gonna have an issue with this. But other than that, it should work well. Let me go ahead and dry this because I might as well put it to good use, right? Oh my goodness, I like it. Did my stencil do that? Yes. I love it. It's like ghost lines. Super cool. You could just put a whole bunch of writing and make her hair like out of a whole bunch of writing. Like, I love how this one looks. I might just leave her like that. Right? I think I should just leave her like that. I like that. She looks really wicked. Like, really cool. This one looks like an x-ray. She's okay. So, let me pull my thing out and dry it out. And see what we use. Because we still got some stencils to use. So let me just make sure that this is completely dry. What is this about? That's pretty good. All right, so let's see what we're gonna do. Because like I said, I want to use a hat. Where's the hat? Is it this one? That's too big. That would look super cool as well, right? But I think I would like to do something that actually like an actual canvas if I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna use the small one. This way. This way. Right? Although I do love her in that big old hat. Right? She'll fit in there with that big hat, right? Well, I don't know. We're about to cut it out and see. We're gonna cut it out and see. Actually, I'm gonna rip it out and see. So I'm gonna create her hair right out of that mist. Why not, right? I'm gonna make sure to conserve this one right here. I love doing hair out of torn paper like this. I love the edges and the curves and just the texture of the paper, how it looks. Let's see, what can I fit in there? What? Ta-da! What you guys think? What you guys think? Right there, right? I like that. And then this that I tore out. Oops, let me take this little piece out. Let's see. Maybe I can glue it there. Right? Why not? Why not? Let's glue it there. Thank you, thank you. Yes, right? Definitely adds a little something, something to it. Okay, so let me go ahead and glue this paper down onto this paper here. We're gonna leave that there, I think. Okay, so let's leave that there. I really like that. I'm gonna definitely use that somewhere else. But that came out really cool. All right, so we have her. Let's see. I had wanted to use a few of these pieces actually, so let's see. I don't think I'm gonna use this one. Huh? That's okay. I think I could use this part. Yeah, I kind of like that part. So, I'm going to use that part. Let's see here. And I can use the circle for something else. Okay. All right, something like that. I'm so tempted to just like, I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. I got gesso on this, which I have to gesso them anyway. But. Yeah, that's what we're gonna use it as, is the hair. That's why it kind of came out perfect. The fact that when you put the thing down and you spray around it, like you have all that area, you know, that it sprays out, that you can basically create any kind of texture that you like right out of that mist. That way you use it up. Let's see. Let's see. What do you guys think? Is that too much? That might be too much. Or I can do it with this one right there as well. This is the fold of the hat right here. This is where the crease, you know, So I can do that as well and put that, tuck that into the hat. And do that. I like that too. Decisions. No, you read my mind. Yeah, the gears definitely make a steampunk. No, the first one, you guys like the first one better with the steampunk? Okay. All right, my friends. I got you. All right, so it's gonna be something like this. All right. So what I'm gonna have to do, basically, I haven't glued anything down yet. I don't think so. I just basically just cut the edge that I know I'm gonna need. This goes like that. Let's see. So I don't think I'm gonna be needing any of these. Nope. So let's create some background then. Let me get my stencil. So I'm gonna be using my two new stencils. We're gonna be using those to create some background over here and add some color and do all that stuff. I don't think I'm gonna be using these anymore. I'm gonna keep these over here. So basically, let's see what I'm gonna do. Let's see. How do I want to use this? Do I want to use it with paste? With paste? Some modelitos. Let's try it. I wonder if I should do it with my gesso. My gesso might be better. Let me do it with my gesso instead. So just gonna lay it out and fill her in. And I'm okay with it going outside of the stencil. That's kind of the reason why the stencil is the way that the stencil is, so that you can also use the outside. Something over here. The other way what? Okay. So that. Okay, just spread that all out. Now let's add a little bit of the other one. Let's see how I want to do this. Maybe like that. Let's see what it looks like. And then we're going to dry this up, and then we're going to add some of the stenciling with some inks and stuff like that and see what kind of background we get with that. Actually, just fold it. Want to do that again. So I'm gonna lay it back down and add another layer. Okay. There we go. So I think that's pretty good right there for that. We're about to go ahead and start drying that up. Let me just lay this down on top of the wet one. So I still have to clean it out to do the other part. Okay, so let's go ahead and dry this up. We'll start adding some colors to this once this is dry. This is kind of why I wanted to go with the gesso, because it will dry a lot faster if I use the gesso than if I use the gel. And by the way, this is I didn't use it on mine today, but I will be using them, you know, moving forward. I'm gonna add this onto my stencils. It's called Tack It Over and Over. It's a repositionable adhesive that you can basically brush on. Just brush a thin layer on, and it makes it basically repositionable. So you can move it around, lift it up, and put it back down, and it'll stay in place. I also use that glue on my Cricut mats so that I can keep using them over and over. I just brush it on and let it dry. Oh my God. I think this is gonna look super cool. This baby powder smells so good. What does it have in it? Oh, it's got lavender. With lavender is all that I can get. Oh, It's coming, Ada. It's coming. It's coming. Don't you worry. I just first have to make sure that I have everything in place to actually open that door. Right now, I have the designs in place. So I'm ready on that department. I just gotta make sure that everything else is in a row as well. But that's coming soon. Yes. I think that's good right there. All right. So right here, that's how that's gonna go. I think that background looks nice. It's a little sticky because my Cricut mat has, I don't know. I'm in a kind of like a catch-22 right now because I really do like her face like that. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. Let me get rid of the pencil. Get rid of the pencil line. So I think I will, maybe, I don't know. Should I? I kind of like it like that. Even with the blotchy nose, like I still like it, right? Even with the blotchy nose, I still kind of like it like that. Maybe it looks like she could have, I could make it an earring. She's got an earring right there on her nose, you guys. That's what happened. She got a flower right there. All right, so let me add some colors to this background. Let's see what colors we're gonna use. Let me see. Should I roll it? Should I not roll it? Let's make it dark. So let's grab some rich espresso. Let's see which one do we want? Which one do we want? I feel like I'm always going for the same kind of colors all the time. Let's try brown and pink today. Something a little different. So this one is baby pink, and then this one is rich espresso. So I'm sorry, Monica, if you pop up, but I am going to be using pink today. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do this, and I'm gonna use my brayer to make this like super easy and super simple, and just kind of add some color like this. And I'm just gonna go ahead and add this strawberry chocolate sherbet all over my page. I'll try to pull this back somehow. This is a lot. Too much pink, I think, right? Maybe, maybe, maybe not. We'll see. We'll see what happens. And let me spray some black on here as well. Why not? Why not? Why not? It's all bubbling up. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Maybe, maybe. Let's dry that up. Let's see what happens. This is what happens when you viva la vida loca. And you just add stuff. Hello, Julia. How are you, love? Welcome, welcome. And this is why you want to always gesso your paper. This is just sketch paper, so it would not be able to withstand all of this wetness. And I love how it feels afterwards because it feels almost like a cloth. Okay, that's good. That is dry. Okay, let's add some more, right? We need something darker. I wanna go with straight black, I think. I'm gonna just use my finger. And just add a little bit of that. All right. I want this page to have a little bit of grunge. Remember, we used my grotto stencil on this side here, and then we used the other one on the two bottom parts over here. So let's see if we can get some of those to kind of come up a little bit. Let's move this out. pretty good right there, right? I like that. I think I would like to add a little bit more brown though. Okay, so let me go ahead and do the same with the brown. So I don't feel like the brown, they caught the brown everywhere where I would have liked for it to have shown up. So let me go ahead and give it a little push. Like where to put the little bottle at, right? And add that all the way down. Okay, so kind of like that. Oh my God, come on, what I just started in this video. I've always kind of done mixed media. I guess you can kind of say that because I always made my own stuff for the most part. So, like I made my own kind of like glitterized paints, and I made my own kind of stuff since I started. So it's just kind of something that I did. I didn't even realize that it was mixed media actually when I was doing it. But as far as art is concerned in general, I've always loved art, and I've always crafted whenever possible. Yes, as best we can. Okay, so my hands are somewhat clean. Somewhat. Okay, so let me heat this up real quick just to make sure that it's really dry, and then we're going to proceed to the face and the rest of the page. Today, I don't think it's going to be too much of a long one. I basically wanted to show you guys the different ways that you can use the stencils that I'm creating for you, which are these face stencils that I'm showing today. And actually what I'm gonna do is that where I'm gonna be placing her, I'm gonna put her face back down, and I'm gonna spray that area again so that I can get more black. So I know that I'm gonna be placing her around there, right? And I'm gonna be placing her around there. So I'm gonna spray it black again, just to get more darkness around that area, so that when her hair falls into place, hopefully I have a lot more shadow happening behind it, and it kind of brings everything, makes everything else pop a little bit more. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just kind of just do that real quick. Darken that up just a little bit more. And again, we're gonna pick this baby up. And I'm just gonna flip her on this side because I might as well end up creating something with that side at some point. And I've already got a nice face to start with. So I'm gonna kind of put her sideways like that. Then I'm gonna dry this up. Multitasking, multitasking. This is the part that I dislike the most about doing these kinds of things live, is the drying part. But we all must do it. I do apologize. I am going to just dry up what's left there and keep it moving. Okay. And so basically, I'm going to be putting her face like right there. This part right here. That's right here. Oh, too far, too much, too much, too much. What happened? You didn't like the hairstyle? Okay, let's see. All right, that'll work. That'll work for me. That'll work for me. So let's go ahead and get her in there. And then I'm gonna get the hat in there and all that good stuff. So let's glue her down. Where is the right glue? This is the right glue. Okay. I think I want this to be darker still. I'm not satisfied with how dark it is yet. So what am I gonna do? Let's pull out a gelato and see our crayon and see what we do here. No, I want gelato, I don't want a crayon. So I have black. This one has to. It's as close to black as I can get. This color is actually cafe, iced coffee. And it's like a shiny metallic brown. I still want this to be a little bit more darker. Around the hair. So I'll apply it down and then just use this blending brush to kind of just spread it out. I put color there, I don't know why. I didn't even need it there. I could have used more over there. Okay, let's see. And then we're going to paint this hat and put this hat in place. So what color are we going to do this hat, you guys? In black? Should we do it in black? Or should we do it like in a teal? Would a teal look nice? That would look different, right? We can do a teal, and then I got to cover this with some kind of pattern paper. So, what do I have here? I have here some printed paper from before that I have left over. So I can totally do this. Totally do this. And glue that there. No, wait. Yeah. Do that part of that there. so that I've got some nice little pattern paper happening there. Fix that up. Yeah, I kind of like the teal or like a super light blue. I have this teal here, and I can add some metallic accents, I think. That'll look nice on it with this one. So I'm going to go with these two colors. This is Sea Breeze in regular acrylic, and this is Dazzling Metallic and Peacock Pearl. I'm going to let that kind of finish doing what it's doing. We're going to come over here and paint this hat. And then I'll be using some of that gelato to kind of darken up some of the edges as well. So let's move this kind of over here a little bit. And let me shake it first. Okay. Oh, you like the background? Yes. Hopefully it comes out even better once I really start, you know, adding in the little touches here and there. Let's see. Hopefully I didn't move the camera too much. I do apologize. Whoa. Okay. I gotta fix that. That's a work in progress. So I'm just gonna go ahead and paint this up. The accent piece, I'm gonna accent it a little bit with some of that metallic. So we're gonna add that all in there. I basically just want to get this kind of covered up. I'm gonna go over it with some of the metallic paint as well. And you could embellish just the hat alone. Like I could totally see this kind of thing being embellished super cute as well. Okay. I have some too, and I have the same color. Did I pull it out? I might have to go in my drawer and pull it out, but I do have one. I think it's just about the same color as this, but in glitter. I think that would look super cool as well. Okay. Acrylic dries super, super fast. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of this peacock pearl in certain places. I'm going to put it here because this part here is supposed to be kind of like in shadow. You know, as it falls kind of inside a little bit. So I'm just going to kind of darken this up a little bit. Into this. Okay. So there's it. Just kind of darken that up. I'm going to kind of do this. Just use up a little bit. Starting from the outside in. My way inward. Kind of blending that all out. Always starting from the outside in. And bringing that in. Bottom. And the reason that I did the other tone first is because I wanted it to look kind of streaky. I like seeing the matte and the shiny bouncing off of each other. So let's see. And you basically just go adjusting as you see the need. Missing a few strokes up here, so I'm just gonna add them in. Okay. So let's see. So I like that on her right there. And then we're gonna go ahead and cut this part out right here. This is gonna go in the center. And I have no water here on the floor. So let me cut this part out right here. And I wanted to work with my markers today, but I guess I didn't get the chance to. I don't know. I'm really debating that. I might do her lips maybe with the marker. I don't know. We'll see. It's kind of like the way she looks, but with me, things are always evolving. So I'll have to see how it all kind of pans out. Okay. Okay, so I'll cut that out. Let me go ahead and use this to kind of shade it out. Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and shade this in all around the edges. And I'm just going to really darken up these edges because remember these edges are supposed to be, you know, somewhat tucked in shadow. So where I know that they're supposed to be really dark is at their ends. So that's exactly what I'm going to do is add this right at the end. Yes, Julia, thank you so much, love. We do greatly appreciate you. Okay. All right. So, she's badass. Yes, she is, right? Oh my goodness, you guys. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So, let me see. I'm going to add a little bit of black to that as well because like I'm not totally convinced that this is dark enough. And I seem to be out of black gelato, so I'm just gonna do this with the marker and just darken that up a little bit. Just the edge. Just want to make sure that really shows amongst all of that blue. I love that. I really do. I really do. I think what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna distress the edges of the hat in black. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Distress the edges of my hat in black. And I'm gonna do that before I glue all of this stuff down. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab me some archival ink. I'm gonna get me the eyebrow blender. And I'm gonna go ahead and go to town and add some shading on this thing. And this blender is the long one. And since I want to catch these edges, how do I want to catch these edges? I want to catch them this way, I think. So basically sweeping it in. And again, this part right here is supposed to be like, you know, curved over a little bit. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just bring that shadow down a little bit. You know, do that again from the bottom and bring some of that up. And back from the sides. And be careful with fingerprints because this is the time where it will all show. Let's see. A little bit maybe down here. I figured this will help me to do a lot in a short amount of time. Lightly only. This is lightly only. Don't worry, I'm gonna buff some of that out with my wet wipes. No worries, no worries. I can always add more highlighter if I need to. But you know me, nothing like excess. Okay, so I'm gonna lightly kind of just rub this out. Just to kind of blend that shadow in just a little bit more. To kind of clean up any areas that I feel are a little bit too dark. And that's why we paint it first, because now we can wipe it after. I went a little heavy under here, but reality is no, because this is the under part of the curved part of the hat. So that's always going to be in shadow because it's, you know, surrounded by hair. And she's got a lot of it. So I'm just going to bring this up. Just lighten this up a little bit. Because I wanted to grab to the tooth of the paint and the texture of the gesso and everything. Did I gesso this? I don't think I gesso this, but the texture of the paper, because the paper does have a texture. So I wanted to grab onto that and leave me some of the remnants of that black ink, but I don't want all of the remnants of the black ink. So a little bit of shadow is okay, but I still want to be able to see my blue under there. Okay, and I kind of like that. I feel satisfied. I feel satisfied. Yes, I do. All right, so I can actually glue that down now. I feel good about that. So let me go ahead and do that. Because every surface has some type of texture for the most part. I don't know if you guys can see that. You can see the grain in it. And from the brush strokes and how you lay the paint on as well. Okay, so let me position her right there. She's got her hat on right there. I'm still debating on should I color her in or not. Kind of like how she kind of looks like that, to be honest. And I missed a little bit of glue. Thank you, thank you. I really like how that looks, right? So we're gonna go ahead and add the missing piece of the puzzle. I'll add that in. And I believe I have the other pieces, but I'm not sure. The other pieces, I think I'm gonna, like these little empty spaces, I think I'm gonna paint those in black. I'm gonna fill those in black, I think. And that fits in. Just about. Right? I think so too. What I think I might do is, if anything, I'm probably just gonna further outline, and I'm just gonna do it in pencil. I think I'm just gonna further outline some of her features on her face, just to make them come out a little bit more. But I really like the way that looks, all on its own. Oh, I was supposed to put a flower in, right? I forgot about the flower. That's what made her steampunk. She's supposed to be in there somewhere. Can I still do it? Maybe with a shorter version of it. Right? Right? And these put glitter. Okay. Add the gears. Yes, no, yes, no. What you mean, yes, no, yes, no? No to me outlining the eyes. I gotta darken some of these features up, don't I? To make them stand out. Cut out a few flowers, but not all of them. Oh, so basically, what you mean cut out a few flowers? There's only 2 flowers on here. What do you mean a few gears? Too many gears? Where's my little thing? My little stump. Angelina got a hold of it and literally got the tip off. Happens she sits on my desk. We're gonna add a little bit of shadow here just to create that crease of the eye. And you guys know me, right? I can never leave well enough alone. This is a blending stump. Supposed to be a blending stump. Maybe it was when it started out, but I don't know what it is at this point in time because it's ruined. It's ruined. Hold on. I gotta remove some of that paper. Oh, it flew. It flew on my hands. Okay. Let me see if I find my little blending brush that I was using. Yeah, this one right here. So when all else fails, usually what I do is I rub it out with an actual brush. Like I said, I use everything for everything. I'm not gonna use any color on her face, and I'm gonna keep her face white, but I do have to add something. I can't just leave her face like that. It would bug me out. It would bug me out. So I have to add a little bit of definition in there. And I'm wondering if I should make her the inside of her eyes white. She looks kind of creepy to me. Maybe I should have picked a different color. Blush for sure. She's gonna need blush for sure. She needs some color. Let's see. Just pushing that color out. Just kind of pushing that all out. Pushing all of that pencil out. Just to kind of fill that in a little bit. Where's my pencil bag? I have my own DIY stumps that are better than that one. Let's see. Maybe I can find one in here. Oh, this is what happens when I move all my stuff. It's not in there anymore. I must have put it somewhere else. I always do it to myself. I move stuff around and then I can't find it when I need it. Okay. So this is kind of coming along quite nicely. And that's what these things are for, is for you to have fun. You know, let your imagination kind of flow. Like, you can do anything you want. However you want to do it. You can literally put stamps like all over her face. There's so much you can do. I'm just gonna kind of separate that from her a little bit. And just bring some of that shading inward. And so I have more over here. Gear stars. Tanya, no stars. She's supposed to be like that. She's steampunk. What happened? I think I read that backwards. So I don't know what's going on. Okay, so I'm going to do that. And just continue to kind of do that. And then I'm going to kind of create this whole little neck area here that I made for her. Wait, is it that way? No, this way. This way. Doesn't really matter. I'm going to get further anyway. Nope, wrong one. Basically just kind of adding pencil shading all around that face. And as I go adding that pencil, I also go blending it out. And adding it down and softening it up. And it's all about layers, 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 and more layers, even with sketching, especially with blending. Keep doing that and keep blending that out. And now the definition of her face is starting to change. And as I go blending out, I'm also bringing some of that color in there. Just to add texture to her. And that's basically what I'm going to do, is just add a whole bunch of texture to her with the blending stump. Just to kind of give you some inspiration and motivation about the things that you can do. It's very light and very subtle, but it's definitely there. I can totally see it. It's just a whole bunch of scribbles. It's basically what it is. Setting a whole bunch of scribbles on there with the blending stump and whatever ink is on that blending stump. Yeah, but I can't put stuff like that in here, Tanya, because this is a book. I usually don't put like heavy stuff on here. Usually like I'll put like stickers and I might put like paper embellishments. But in books like this, I normally don't put like heavy chunky gears and stuff like that because it makes the book break down faster. Usually I leave stuff like that for when I'm doing like canvases. But don't worry, I got canvases coming soon. We're gonna be using all that good stuff. I also have resin on the way, which it'll get here someday. And I'll be able to make some more intricate pieces as well. So a lot of good stuff is coming. A lot of good stuff is coming, you guys. It's just, you know, I gotta be patient because everything right now that's going on. I ordered my things and got this whole thing kind of started right before all this other stuff started. So, you know, I had to kind of keep pushing forward and say, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. And if it's for me, God's gonna help me see it through. Oh, for her nose, I gotta see if I find something. Because I think it would look super cute for her to have a little gear right there. I really do. All right, let me add a little bit of shading here around her nose real quick. And I left you guys like the perfect little indentations so that you can go ahead and kind of finish at your nose how you want it. Again, if you want to make it wider, if you want to make it, you know, whatever you want to do, you don't necessarily have to go by these guidelines, but at least these can kind of help you to see where like things kind of go. And then you can take it from there and make it more your own. My aesthetic and how I like to draw is going to be very different from the next person, but you can still find a way to utilize it and incorporate your style with it and make it work. Okay. And just darken up the nostrils. So I'm just kind of darkening up all the things that I would think should be dark. The eyes is definitely one of those things that I think should be dark. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of paint those in with the marker. I want to kind of paint those in with the marker there. So I think that's what I'm going to do with that. And with me, there's no take backsies. So we're going to go full steam ahead. Full steam ahead. And again, you know, they are chipboards. They're not like super thick, you know, chipboards. They're 0.22. But as you guys can see, you can still do quite a lot with them. They're heavy duty enough to take most mediums if you don't oversaturate them, because at the end of the day, paper's still paper, you guys. Okay. So I really like that. I feel like I still want to incorporate some marker in here. So I'm going to look for a super light color. Let me see my chart. And again, these markers are, I bought these on Amazon. It's a pack of, I think 50 markers, and it comes with a colorless blender. I've tried to do the review on this a few times, but I just keep having issues. So I just kind of give up on the whole doing the review thing. But I figured that I would at least, you know, show them and incorporate them in one of my projects and see kind of how I like it. So right now I'm trying to find my lightest gray, which is going to be this cool gray 00. This is because not it. Cool gray 00. That's it. Just cool gray 00. What are you? That's 07. That's 04. This cool gray 00. Right here. I'm gonna add this cool gray 00, which is really, really light. It kind of mimics like a light blend of a pencil. And I'm just gonna kind of add that there. Just gonna kind of incorporate that a little bit. So if you've never really worked with markers, this would be a great way to kind of like learn how to add, like, you know, blend the markers on a face. And you have a face that's large enough that you can really practice for a while until you kind of commit it to memory. And then it'll basically naturally apply itself when you're working on smaller faces and stuff like that. So it'll definitely give you that kind of like that head start. Let me also get the 04. So 7, 04 right here, so that I can add kind of like a deeper shadow right here. Right where these creases are supposed to be, because we do have creases there. And then I'm gonna go back to my lighter color again and just kind of go over that a little bit. I'm just gonna kind of bring that up. And I'm gonna overextend that over the eye, because again we have that space with the nose. If you feel around your own face, you'll notice that there's kind of like depth there. And I don't need it that dark, so I'm gonna go ahead and blend it out. I think this is the blender, if I'm not mistaken. I think that made it darker. Why? Dang it. That's not it. That's not it, you guys. What happened? I pulled the wrong one. That sucks. Now her eyes crazy dark right there. It's like she hasn't slept. Well, I mean, she's a steampunk, so maybe she's a night owl too. So I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna leave it and extend it, so it kind of makes sense, right? Actually, mimic it just a little bit blue. 0. That's my colorless blender. Found you. I found you. Yeah. So let's see. I'm gonna add a little bit of that bleach right there. A little bit of that right there. Right in the center. See if it lightens up any. Oh, both tiny fish. You still talking about gears? She said, leave it now. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and add that there. Let me just darken up these lips a little bit. Again, I'm kind of going by the gray tones that I already have there, and I'm just gonna enhance them a little bit, just to give them a little bit more depth. Just kind of do that. Then put the lighter color over it. Just kind of blend that out a little bit. Do the same here. Fill it in, Carmen. You didn't fill it in. Okay. And that's basically about it. She looks good like that. She does. Good, good. Good, good. Okay. And we're going to be finishing up with this real soon, you guys. What I'm doing now is just basically going over the edges where they're supposed to be shadow. Adding whatever's missing. Okay. Darken that up just a little bit right there. Just for a more dramatic kind of effect. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. Yeah, right? She looks pretty good. I saw you the bottom needs to be more rounded. What you mean more rounded? Why she gotta have a big old lip? She good like that. That's how the stencil is, Tanya. As rounded as it's gonna get. And I think it's pretty good. You can make them as big as you want once you have them in front of you. And you're working with them, then you can like expand them. If you want to shrink them, then you just shrink, you know, you can take only part of the stencil of the lip and not do the whole lip. So there's different ways that you can kind of work with that and kind of play with that a little bit and make it all your own. Okay, so let's see. Where did I put the black marker that I have? All right, so as far as these gears, did we say we was gonna do it? Should I do it in this green? Should I do it in that green so I can finish this thing up? Do it in the green or do it in another color? Let's see. I feel like that's so much. It's too much for me. Too big. Okay, I like that. I like that right there. So what should I paint that? Should I paint that brown? No, I don't want to paint it brown. I want it to stand out. So maybe I can paint it this pastel kind of yellowish color. It's called Delicate. I think this will look nice in there. And then I can basically just add a little bit of gelato over that. And this is a chalky finish paint, so it'll dry right away, which is awesome sauce. So basically, and these are kind of like little daisies in there, right? So I think the yellow kind of fits. I think we have a lot of darkness in the background as well. So if we want some of these elements to really stand out from everything else, you gotta take it the complete opposite. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. And this is really dry, this paint. It was juicier when I first got it, but as time has passed by, it's gotten more to be like a paste almost, which I don't mind. I mean, it still paints really nicely. But I gotta kind of squeeze it all out. Okay. All right, so we've got this. Yeah, I think that'll look nice. So what do you guys think about that stencil, right? In the background, it created a really nice background. I can see in the video, the effects look amazing from the top view. Oh, I wanted to add gelato. The effects look really nice from the top view. No, I don't like to put water into it because then it gets too diluted. Sometimes I put too much. I'm heavy-handed, girl. So I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna kind of darken this up a little bit. Give it like a little bit of a grungier look. So we still got some of that yellow and it's nice and bright, but it still kind of falls in theme with the rest of it. Let's see, do I want to add anything else? Rub that in there. Make this done just a little darker. And that's gonna be about it, I think. Right? I'll open this up a little bit. I'll put it in just right. There we go. That shows nicely, right? We have a nice contrast of colors. I like it. So I'm gonna go ahead and add it, and I'll add some kind of glittery something or the other to really make it pop more and stand out. Right now I'm just gonna add some glue to this really quickly. Okay. So we got that. Where's that little leafy thing that I had cut out? It's right there. Oh. Yes, on the negative part of the hat. Guess what? Yes, you do so. Thank you, Julia. And once you get your hands on my stencils and my chipboards, you're gonna be doing an amazing job too. And you guys will be able to craft along with me. I think that'll be super cool, right? Okay, so you guys saw I added a little bit of that ink here and there. This is the light one. Just gonna she was looking kind of incomplete. That part right there got messed up because I used the wrong brush, but a little bit of this. This is really, really light. can barely see it. All right, where's my top to this? I want my markers to dry out. Okay, so what I was gonna do, I forgot. What I was gonna do. Oh, we need to add glitter here, right? What kind of glitter should we add? Should we add yellow glitter? Or should I look for that same color green glitter? Let me see if I find it easily enough. Or should I put this glitter? This is Aqua Meteor or Gold Shooting Star? Or should I do both? Add, well, I think I should add the gold because I can add the gold around the edges and kind of tie it in with the flowers and add some of the gold on the flowers. So I think I'm going to do that. I think if anything, I'll put some of this color on her eyes. A little twinkle twinkle. A little twinkle twinkle. Yeah, gold. So I'm going to do this as quickly as I can. Crazy. I'm going to throw a few little brushes here. And I'm going to go ahead and just kind of inlay this in here. And I still have the little thing right there that I got to add in there. This little, that little guy right there. Bye, Julia. Thanks for joining, as always. So much appreciate your support, love. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And just keep adding this here. I like that. Right? So let's do the same over here. I'll just let that flow in. And then we're going to be just about done with this piece, you guys. I don't want to get glitter on areas that is not what I'm supposed to be getting it on. So just stand up so I can do this part here. And add it in there as well. Yes, my friend. Yes. I dirtied her hat with my finger. Oh, that sucks. Okay, so all I have left to do is just add a little bit of glitter here and there to the gears, and basically, she'll be finito. I'm just gonna try to add this everywhere. Everywhere but the green. Like I don't want to add it anywhere on the hat. And I have to glue that guy in place, but I'm not gonna worry about that now. I'll glue it after I'm done with the live and it's all dried up. Look at that. I thought today I was gonna be doing something completely different, honestly speaking, you guys. I thought I was gonna end up doing a completely different kind of project in my art journal, and look what I ended up doing. I knew I was gonna be using the hat, but I didn't know I was gonna end up using the face like this. I thought I was gonna end up coloring it the whole thing in and doing the whole thing in. So this is a very nice change, and I really enjoyed you know, working with the stencil in this fashion. I think it's the first time for me, so that was really cool. I definitely see myself playing around with that again. But this time, I think I want to do like, oh my goodness, you guys. Oh, I'm not even going to say it now. I'm going to show you guys. Maybe on the next time that I go live. But right now, I don't know if I'm going to be doing Trash to Treasure every single Wednesday. I'm still going to be going live every single Wednesday, but it might be other projects until I launch the store. Once I get that into effect and everything is good to go with that, then I'll go back to my normal Junk to Treasures. I'm still going to do some Junk to Treasures, just not every single weekend. I mean, every single Wednesday until I open up the shop. I want to get that going. So I'm prioritizing with that first right now and working on little, you know, things here and there and continuing to work on designs that I'm going to be releasing, you know, here and there. But I'm really excited. And honestly speaking, the art that I've been creating as of the few last projects with some of the chipboards that I've made and some of the stencils that I've made are like some of my favorite. And speaking of which, if you haven't seen, if you haven't been to my Instagram and saw the video, I put a video up of what the canvas looks like in its completion for last Saturday's live stream with the mermaid. But I'll give you guys a quick little glance really fast. She needs a name. She needs a name, yes. I agree. Her name is Hamlet. I like that. It's kind of, you know, steampunk-ish, and she's a girl. I kind of like it. Hamlet. That's her name. What do you think? I have to write it in here somehow. I'm going to put it right here. Hamlet. There we go. Like ham and let. Hamlet. That's her name. So let's see. I think this is it, right? There was nothing else that I was gonna do. I think I got it all. So this is basically what we created today. If I was saying something and I forgot what I was saying, I forgot. Oh yeah, I was gonna show you something. That's what it was. I'm like, what was I gonna do? I know I was gonna do something. So this is what it came out like, you guys, after I finished adding everything into it. I went and I added the top of the bra. As you guys can see, I went and I added more of the glitter and I added more of the gold glitter on the hair. Pinto, I basically added like some stripes, just some feathering with the brush. Basically, it's not real stripes, it's feathering with the brush. And then I kind of, my whole story for this whole thing is that the little trumpet coral that's here in the bottom, they basically disperse like all these gold coins that you guys see, or this gold like little energy bubbles. And obviously Pinto eats it, right? And also it's kind of like the source of some kind of magic. And so this is like the portal that is kind of powered by everything else. I went back into this and added more. Well, actually not more. What I did is I went back into this and added glitter. I added some of this right here, the silver moon, over the stencil again. And then I just kind of outlined it, filled in the rest of the space with black. So went back into it and painted the rest of it up. And that's basically it. That's just the glass for a capuchon. And all I did was paint it from the back and kind of scrape some paint and then added more layers and scrape some paint and added more layers until I had it how I liked it. And that's what she came out looking like. And Cosmo, I'm so in love with Cosmo. Oh my God, he's so cute. I love it, love it. And I went into it and added some highlights in the bubbles and just did a few other little touches here and there. Added some white bubbles everywhere. And that's basically how it ended up. I scattered some little gold sequins all over the place. And that's it right there. And that's Lula and Cosmo. And I love how it came out. So I wanted to share that with you all real quick. And that to me is like the most fun and amazing part of the whole process, honestly speaking, is just being able to create different worlds. And everybody's world is going to be slightly different. Like I always say, it doesn't matter if you use the same things, your projects are never going to be the same. And that's the magic of it all. So I'm really, really super excited to see all the different ways that these chipboards and these stencils that I'm designing are going to be used. So I'm super excited about that. I'll have names for them and all of that stuff. And you know, a better video when I have everything ready to go. Then I'll come and I'll do an exclusive video just for that to give you all the details about the products, prices, this, that, the third, all the logistics. I'll be coming back to share that with you guys. Super cute on the faces. Love how they worked out. I cannot wait to play with this on other surfaces like my jelly print, for example. Like, oh my God, I cannot wait to try that. And I have just a whole bunch of stuff coming, you guys. I really do. I have a whole bunch of different things in the works. So hopefully, God willing, I will be able to share with you guys a whole bunch of good news moving forward. So yay. And remember, there is a giveaway happening. And the giveaway is going to be for a great, nice portion of my collection, you guys. As the collection keeps growing, you know, I was originally thinking of giving the whole thing out. But as the collection keeps growing, that becomes, you know, kind of harder and harder and harder to do. And so, but I will definitely be giving out a really nice portion of my designs, both in stencils as well as chipboards. You're going to be receiving a nice little package from me. Again, in order to be participant or to be considered for that giveaway, it's going to be happening when I do the grand store opening. On that day that I do that video, I will also be announcing who's going to be the winner for that package. And how you win that package is basically by commenting on the videos, making sure that you are subscribed, that I can basically see that you are a visible subscriber and that you are engaging in the videos, you know, commenting, so on and so forth. Oh, you're very welcome. And you know, I'm very excited. I look forward to being able to share with you guys even more designs and more things in the near future. Let's see how far we can take this. And obviously, you know, I need you guys' help to get it to where I want it to go. So I do greatly appreciate all of your support. And so with that being said, I want to wish you all a safe and amazing week. I hope that you guys all, you know, make sure that you stay safe, protect yourself, stay home. If you don't have to go out, don't go out. And if you do have to go out, make sure that you protect yourself from head to toe, sanitize, you know, the max. Do it all. Do it all. There's no such thing as too much in these times. So make sure that you get it all done. And I will catch you all on the next one. Bye.